Step Reframe. This is an exercise designed to communicate directly with your unconscious mind without having to do hypnosis or trance work. Apparently the history behind this is that John and Richard came up with this exercise because hypnosis is banned in a lot of states in America. So this is an open-eyed process. The idea is this: we can communicate with parts within ourselves. For an explanation on parts, see the video section called Parts. So, to facilitate this, we're going to use a phenomena called motor movements. So we'll invite somebody to place their hands down on their knees. You will notice that there's a space around the hands so that the fingers can freely move. We'll then invite their unconscious mind to give us a signal for yes, with true unconscious movements. So a signal for yes with true unconscious movements. Excellent. Then we'll ask their unconscious minds to go ahead and show them a signal for no, Then some unconscious minds also like to have a signal for maybe, You know, go ahead and show me a signal for maybe. And what you'll notice is that you'll get some type of movement. You'll know it's a true unconscious movement because it's often a little jerky movement, or a muscle will be moving on its own, so the rest of the hand does not move, it's just maybe a finger or thumb. We're then going to invite that part to communicate with us through the finger movements. And in this case we got a yes. We'll then check to see whether that part is happy to be called part or would like to be called something else. So we'd ask the question, is it okay if we call you part? No, in this case. Then we'll then ask, is that part willing to let us know what it would like to be called? Okay, and we go ahead and let us know consciously what you'd like to be called. In this case it's blue. So I've got the word blue. Excellent. We then ask blue, what's its positive highest intention for the behavior or the situation? In NLP we always assume there is a positive highest intention. Yes. So we then ask that blue, would it be willing to let us know consciously what that positive highest intention is? Notice in this case we got a no. It's not always important for the conscious mind to be involved. In fact, this exercise can be done completely content-free, which is useful because sometimes our conscious mind gets in the way. It has certain expectations of what we think we need to be working on. For example, I've done demonstrations where somebody said they want to work on wealth and money, and we got nowhere at all until I asked the question, should we be working on something else? And the unconscious mind goes, yes. Because your unconscious mind knows more about what you're working on than you could ever consciously hold, trust your unconscious mind to make the right decision. So the conscious mind does not need to be involved. So in this case, we do not need to know what the positive highest intention is. So we'll then go to blue and ask blue, would it be willing to change the behavior while maintaining the positive highest intention? Yes. So we're then going to go to the creative part, and ask the creative part, would it be willing to come up with 3 new behaviors that preserve the positive highest intention but change the results that we get? Yes. So we then say, go ahead and come up with those 3 new behaviors that preserve the positive highest intention. and to let us know when you're done. At this point, we allow the creator part to do its job and wait for the signal. The signal I found over time tends to be through the finger movements, but not always. In this case, we had a signal. So we thank the creator part and we go back to Blue. And we say to Blue, would you be willing to try on one or a combination of these new behaviors? Yes. Now the next thing we probably want to check, is it 1, 2 or 3? Just to make sure that we're incorporating every possibility. Now if you get the answer no, we then need to go back to the creative part and for it to generate another 3 new behaviors, and just to check. In this case we got a yes. So is it 1, 2, 3? So it's all of them. So we're then going to invite Blue to incorporate those new behaviors. At this point, I often like to do an ecology check and make sure that the new behaviors are right for the person in the long run. So what I normally do is ask for an evaluation of the new behaviors after a certain period of time. That could be a month, 2 months, 6 months, a year, and to evaluate it so that we can make any adjustments that we may need to the behaviors so that we can move forward. Then our next ecology check to see if there's any part of somebody who objects to the new behaviors. Yes, and if there is, we'll communicate with that part. Normally I'd like to find out, are we dealing with 1 part, 2 parts, 3 parts, 4 parts, etc. In this case it was 1 part. If we discovered it had been 2 or 3 parts, then I may have asked to communicate with all the parts simultaneously. If not, we'd need to communicate separately with each one. One of the first questions I started asking is this: would that part be willing to be part of the evaluation process at the agreed point to make any changes that's necessary? Oh, in this case we're getting a yes. I have discovered that normally the part that objects, as long as it's part of the evaluation process, is happy to make those changes at that point. If not, we may need to use our chunking up or chunking down for more details, and we start to communicate with those parts, and we may even have to go back and change the behaviors. But once we're ready, we then come back, bring the person back into the room, future pace behaviors, and track for changes. So let's go to the demonstration.